A very good afternoon to all the students of class 12th political science. And students, welcome back to the online classes here. And we were doing the first chapter of our book, the second book, Challenges of Nation Building. In that we had finished our 6 parts, and in the 6 parts we had covered almost all the topics of this chapter. Only one topic is left, and this particular topic is an additional topic to your syllabus. According to the new revised syllabus given by the CBSE, this topic, that is Patel and national integration, has been added up to your syllabus this time. So we shall be individually taking this topic in this particular video. But although you have already read about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel when we were studying a topic, that is integration of princely state. So in relation to integration of princely state, we had already studied the role and importance of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel as we were studying about the government's approach towards the integration of the princely states. So when I was telling you about the integration of the princely state, I told you British India was divided into British Indian provinces and princely states, which are called princely states because some autonomy was given to these princely states by the Britishers. But although the areas which were completely under the British control or the British government were called the Indian provinces. Then I told you what was the problem on the way of the integration of the princely state during the independence. So I told you that before the British left India, they handed over all the administrative powers to these leaders of India, nationalist leaders of India. But they had announced a provision according to which these princely states had an option whether to join India, whether to join Pakistan, or to stay independent. This created a problem for India. So because of that, the government's approach was very important to integrate all the princely states to the Indian Union. In that, the role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was very important. So in this particular topic, I shall be taking it in detail. And in that topic, integration of princely state, we had studied about him, but we had taken a just short introduction about what was his role. Here now we are going to do it in detail. So this is your topic name, Patel and national integration. What was his role? So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was India's deputy prime minister and home minister during the crucial period immediately following independence. So here we are talking about the time period just after, immediately after the independence. Here Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was India's deputy prime minister and home minister. These two offices were under Sardar Patel during the time of just after independence. Okay. He emerged as a major leader of the freedom movement after the Kheda Satyagraha 1918 and the Bardoli Satyagraha 1928. These are the Satyagraha. These are one of the important phases of national movement when we started to fight against the British for the complete freedom. Okay, so here he gained the importance and recognition when he took the part in these two satyagrahas which held in 1918 and 1928. Then he became a major leader. Third point is Sardar Patel played a historic role in negotiating with the rulers of princely states firmly but diplomatically and bringing most of them into the Indian Union. This would be, I would say, this would be a conclusion also of this particular chapter or is a particular topic, but I have written here because this Sardar Patel, he played a historic role. This is a historic role, that is why we are also studying it today. He managed to negotiate with the rulers of the princely states properly with his diplomatic ways. And he was very much successful in bringing all the 565 princely states to merge with Indian Union. So this was a big achievement for him. That is why he is so well known till date, because he used all his I would say intelligence and the way he negotiates, and he was able to merge all the princely states. Around 565 princely states were there, and most of them were ready to merge with Indian Union before the independence. Only few exceptions were there, which we have already learned and read in the last video. Okay, now going to the next point now. At the time of independence, the problem of integration of princely states was a big challenge for the nation unity and integrity of India. So this is one of the important point here. At the time of independence, when we gained independence, we have already seen a phase of partition, and what were the outcomes of negative outcomes of that partition. We have already read in the consequences of partition. So we didn't wanted to again fail and have the same outcomes of division of our state or country further. So the problem of integration of a princely state was a big challenge. So it was very important for us to merge all the princely states which were within the territory of India to the Indian Union, because this was a challenge of nation unity and integrity of India. As after the independence and during the freedom struggle, we had already decided that our country is going to be a democratic country where each and every citizen will be treated equally. There shall not be differences or discrimination on the basis of caste, color, language, place of birth, etc. So it was very important for India to merge and integrate all the states, including all the princely states, to the Indian Union in a way to maintain the democratic character of India and maintain its integrity as a whole, as a nation. Because as we have seen from the past memory of partition, we did not wanted any further division of India. So it was very important for us to merge these princely states to Indian Union. So this was not simple as we are reading here. It was a big challenge for India. So here the next point is, under such difficult times, this is a difficult time just after independence, where there was so much unrest around the country because of the partition. So during these difficult times, it was this person, Sardar Patel, who undertook the responsibility, and this was a daunting task, a difficult task of uniting all 565 princely states. If I talk about the whole map of India, there were around 565 princely states, and the meaning of princely states I have already told you. These were the kingdoms or the territories which were ruled and controlled by the princes, kings, nawab or maharajas. So the Britishers had given them some autonomy which they could assess within their territory. So they had the right to control the events within their territory, but although they accepted the superiority of the British, but still they were called the princely states as they had some autonomy given by the Britishers. So now here it was very important to unite these 565. It's a big number. To unite such a big number, it was a big and difficult task, but it was taken up by Sardar Patel brilliantly, and he was also very successful in merging most of the princely states with Indian Union before our independence, except few exceptions which we have already discussed. That was Kashmir, Hyderabad, Manipur, and etc. Okay. So now here, so after all this, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, as you know, he is popularly known as Iron Man of India. Now Patel approach to the question of the merger of princely states into independent India was very clear. So his approach to the question of the merger of, there was a question, there was a confusion, and there was a situation where we had to merge princely states into independent India after independence. It was very clear. His approach was very clear. He was not in favor of any compromise. He was not ready to make any compromise to divide any state of India. What he wanted, it was very clear in his mind. With all his efforts, he was able to merge all the states together to Indian Union. He did not compromise with the territorial integrity of India. Okay, so this was very clear to him. His approach was very clear that I am not going to compromise in any princely states or with any princely states regarding anything. What he wanted to combine and merge or bring integrity to Indian Union. That was an independent state now. So next important point is, it is about Sardar Patel by his political experience. So we are talking about the political experience of Sardar Patel. So as we told that he took part in the Kheda Satyagraha in 1918, an important Satyagraha, that is Bardoli Satyagraha in 1928. So this was here how he started his political career, and he became a major leader from that time. So using all his political experience, his diplomatic prowess, his diplomatic methods, and also foresightedness. Foresightedness means here he could see the future of India. He knew what I have to do for the better India, for the future independent India. He didn't wanted any further partition or division of the territory of India. Okay, so he was very far-sighted, I would say. Out of that is why had so much of experience. He was diplomatic in the way he negotiated with the rulers of the princely states. He was far-sighted. He could see the future of India and what was important, which steps were must and important to be taken just after independence. So he was far-sighted. Out of that is why, because all of this, he was out of India's 565 princely states, many had already given their consent to merge with India even before achieving the independence. So out of these 565, most of the princely states and the rulers of the princely states had given their consent that okay, we are going to merge and include our territory with the Indian Union. We would be a part of India as an independent state. So the most of them had given their final consent, except we have done read in the last two videos we have read about the exceptions like Kashmir, Hyderabad, Manipur, and these were some of the places where there was a bit of difficulty in bringing them to and integrate them to Indian territory. But apart from them, rest of them easily gave them their consent. I would not say it easily, but it was all because of, I would say, Sardar Patel. He used his political experience, his diplomatic methods, and foresightedness. So he was successful in bringing most of the states within Indian Union. This is the next important point. Sardar Patel faced key challenges of integration from three states. So what were the important challenges and the most difficulties which he faced in integrating states, princely states around India? He faced challenges and problems while integrating Hyderabad, Junagadh, Kashmir, and we can also say Manipur to Indian Union. And what were the difficulties we have done in the previous videos, and separately I had taken the problems. What was the Nawab of Hyderabad, what was the problem in Hyderabad, how there was so much of demonstration and protest against the Nawab, how there was an intervention of Indian military, and how finally the Nawab surrendered and Hyderabad was a part of Indian Union finally. Same with Junagadh, there was an election also, as I told you. And in Kashmir, still we have read it about the Raja Hari Singh, and also told you what were the conditions and terms when he was ready and he signed the instrument of accession to merge Kashmir with India. Okay, but still the whole Kashmir is not in I would say in India. Some part of Kashmir is POK or the Azad Kashmir, which is with Pakistan currently. So there has been a confusion over Kashmir, as we were not so successful in completely merging Kashmir into Indian Union. So it was under his leadership. So all this was possible, that Hyderabad, Junagadh and most of the 565 princely states were easily gave their consent to merge their territory with Indian Union. It was all under the leadership of Sardar Patel that Indian forces compelled Hyderabad and Junagadh to merge with India. So it was under the leadership of Sardar Patel. Next point is keeping well versed with the Pakistan's intention here. Sardar Patel was very well familiar with the problems and intentions of Pakistan just after the independence, that is after the partition, as we have seen so many poor consequences of the partition in both the sides of the I would say territory or the border. From Jinnah's divisive two-nation theory, as Jinnah had given the two-nation theory or the Muslim League, where they said that in India there are two types of people, one are Hindus and Muslim, and these two communities should have different state. Okay, so Sardar Patel opinion on Kashmir was different from other states or from other leaders. So here, while merging and integrating Kashmir to India, here Sardar Patel had different set of mind as compared to Hyderabad or Junagadh or Manipur or other states, 565 princely states of India, because those were within the territory of India. But this was a problem of Jammu and Kashmir, which was on the border of India and Pakistan, as previously Pakistan was also the part of India, but after the partition there had been a problem of I would say partition, and as we have seen in the consequences of the partition and in the process of partition. So here Sardar Patel had different opinion towards the integration of Kashmir here. Okay, like Hyderabad, he also wanted Kashmir's integration with Indians through military operations. Here also Patel wanted, if he would have wanted, like same he had done in Hyderabad, he used his military power to merge Hyderabad to Indian Union, which when it was the situations were out of control. Finally, we used our military power to merge Hyderabad. In the same way, here also Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel wanted to use military power to merge Kashmir towards Indian Union, but it was not possible. But due to various reasons, and reasons we know, the circumstances and problems of partition and of India and Pakistan recently, just after independence, there was so much of communal rights between Hindus and Muslims, and still there were so many minorities living in Pakistan, those were Hindus, and same in India who were Muslims. So there were poor reasons and many other reasons where Sardar Patel could not succeed in integrating Kashmir fully to India. Of course, some part of Kashmir is in India, but fully we were not able to integrate Kashmir to the Indian Union at that particular point of time. However, despite of that, he had a great role in integrating India and bringing all the princely states to merge with Indian Union before the independence. In fact, only the few exceptions were there which were I would say integrated or merged with Indian Union later on after the independence. So here I would say Sardar Patel will always be remembered as an astounding leader who combined in himself a feature of true nationalist. So we tell him he had a personality, and he was a true nationalist, catalyst and realist. These three are the important terms to relate to his personality, where we call him a true nationalist leader, and properly characterized as NCR, nationalist, catalyst and realist in Indian political history. So in Indian political history, he is popularly known as NCR, that is, he is also known as the Iron Man of India. So with this, I come to the end of this particular topic, and here is the detailed explanation of what was the role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the national integration of all the princely states into Indian Union. And this is one of the important topics of your syllabus, which you should do it properly, and I shall be giving you the assignment on this particular topic. Although we have read a lot of things about this integration of princely states in the last 2 or 3 videos, where 2 videos I have made on integration of princely state or merging of princely state to Indian Union, and here also I've taken separately about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who is directly related to the national integration. Okay, so I hope you have understood the topic. In the next video we shall start the next topic of your book. Thank you.